So in the midst of COVID-19 and this global pandemic, we still need to move on with life, especially in the physical therapy profession. So those of you who are students right now and this global pandemic hit, you're like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get my classes? How am I gonna interview? How am I gonna get my labs, right? With all my prerequisites. And there are so many different problems. Now, in this video, we are going to address how to interview online. Now, those of you who are trying to get into DPT school, some programs have an interview and some programs don't. But for those that have an interview, you're likely gonna move everything online into a Zoom platform or any other video conferencing platform. Now, there are a different kind of perspectives that you have to consider when doing a video online interview, because now that we're not in person, everything is virtual and things change. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 12 different tips to help you become more qualified, to help you look more attractive, and to help you just become a better applicant during your online interview. Lego. Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Dr. Lift for Change, physical therapist, or you can call me Justin Lee. Here on this channel, you'll find videos on fitness, physical therapy, and lifestyle that helps inspire self-change. If any of this resonates with you, feel free to subscribe and hit those notifications. So we're just gonna get into this, the 12 tips that I have for you who are trying to interview online. Now, before we get into this, I wanna just put this most and foremost in the front of this camera because, guys, when you're going online, the physical touch is not there. The physical one-on-one is not there. So everything the person, if your interviewer is looking at, is a screen with your face on it. That's it. There's nothing else to judge your character, judge who you are, anything like that. It's just the screen. So that means a visual component is freaking important, an audio component is freaking important, and the technical is freaking important. All right, so we're gonna make sure all three of those are fantastico. Okay, number one, as you guys know, just like in any kind of film, photography, video, all that stuff, lighting is super important. Do you guys look at my face right now? Do you see how amazing I look? No, I'm just kidding. All right, look, I got a lot of light going on here, okay? So there's no shadows on my face. I have a light right here, whoop, 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 that I could put in. Look at my little shimmy sheet here. So this is a white light, but I put a sheet over it to give it a soft look, okay? Now, if this light wasn't here, look what happens. Shadow casted on my face, right? Not as attractive as if there was light on my face. That's important. Sitting next to a window where there's light, where you have the camera here and the light is on you versus the other way is gonna be important. Check this out. I close this blind, shadow casted on my face, no light. It's a little bit more shadowy, right? But let's say I open the blinds, turn on this light, look at the difference. I look more attractive when my face is not covered in shadows. So lighting is gonna be super important. If you don't have money to have a light like this or light bulbs like that, you can always sit out on the window, right? Making sure you're facing the window and the camera's here so that you have an even light across your face. Or you can always move lamps around, make sure it's just behind the camera, all right? So that's gonna be super important. Lights are gonna be like huge. You have to master your lighting. Okay, number two is gonna be your audio. Now check this out, you guys. It's gonna be important that you get your audio on check. Now your computer or your device like your phone might have some audio in there, which is great, but I do highly recommend that you try to get some buds. It could be the ones that are connected, but make sure you have that microphone component, or you can use the buds here, all right? So I'm gonna show you what it's like to have an audio from the camera versus an audio from the buds. Alright, so this is the audio from my pods over here, and you can just hear me talk like this. Hello, my name is Justin Lee. And then you have the audio from my MacBook right here, and you can just hear the audio differences. Hello, my name is Justin Lee. Hello, my name is Justin Lee. Hello, my name is Justin Lee. So you can tell the difference between the audio of something with a headphone jack versus like a standard computer microphone. Now, if you're the interviewer, if you cannot hear crisp, then your attention span to listen to the interviewee is kind of like, I can't really understand them. Your chances are lower because your audio sucks, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way it works. Background is gonna be absolutely important. Now, my background, for example, it's okay, like it's lit, my face is lit, this camera and this video is lit. No, I'm just kidding. But there's a lot of background noise. You see how there's the pillows, there's the kitchen, there's blinds, there's a tree, there's a freaking tree, right? All of this, it's crazy. So it's much better to get to a place where you have a more, right? Calmer background, right? With the lighting and all of that stuff. So with it a little bit more flat, like a single maybe color, it's a little bit better, more attractive to have that type of stuff versus everything in the background here. Angle. Camera angle is another important factor to consider. Now, if you have a laptop like most students, you have a laptop on your table and the angle is coming up, right? So you guys can see all my double chin here. You guys have the built-in camera on the laptop. It's not really high definition versus a nice camera from my phone or a nice camera from a DSLR. It is crisp, and you can also have the ability to elevate it. So what I would recommend if you're looking at a camera, right, to purchase one, I have one in the link, which is a high definition camera. Or if you do need to use your laptop, you can always put it on some kind of books so that the elevation of it is looking from top to down versus bottom to up. So less double chin, more forehead. Okay, tip number 5 is to sit up and be professional. Nobody wants to talk to someone who's just chilling in the back like this. Imagine if I was interviewing and said, hi, my name is Justin. The reason I want to do some physical therapy and why I want to be a part of your program is to do blah, 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 blah. Versus, hello, my name is Justin, and the reason I want to be a part of your program is blah, 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 blah. Big difference when you slouch versus not. Another thing is, right, dress professional. If you're a male, you want to dress up with a nice suit, a nice tucked in button down shirt. I don't have any ties, but I would recommend using some ties. I didn't bring some when I moved to Hawaii. But wearing a suit is absolutely okay. On the bottom, who cares what you wear? I can wear shorts. I don't care, you know? But they only see up here, so you better make sure everything from torso up looks on freaking point. That means women, you better put on some makeup if you feel like that makes you look better. Get your hair nice and done, maybe some nice studs, easy earrings. Gentlemen, hair nice and back, clean cut. If you have any kind of grody hairs sticking out, stragglers, you better trim that sucker off, all right? Nice clean cut is okay. Shave all of it, all good. Earrings for gentlemen, I recommend that you do not wear them because it's seen as unprofessional. You just want to do everything you can to give yourself the best chance. This interview is not your opportunity to say, hey, let me make a fashion statement to show them how fashionable I am. No, it's your opportunity to tell them, hey, I'm a professional and I want to do everything I possibly can to get accepted into your program. Okay, next on the list. This might sound a little bit weird, but it's so important. It's to look at the camera. All right, so you might have you might be on a laptop looking at your notes or looking at the person who you're talking to, but that doesn't mean that you're looking at the camera, because when they see you looking somewhere else and not at them. So it's gonna be important. It's a little weird, so try to practice this, but look into the camera when you're talking and giving your responses. Which actually brings me to the next tip, is to focus on the camera and not the screen. Because when you focus on the camera, that tells the person that's interviewing you that you're engaged and you're like looking at them, like looking at their eyes, versus looking at the side of the wall or just like talking like this. This is not engaging when you're talking to someone like this. This is more engaging when you're talking to the camera and looking like this. Like I mentioned before, the camera is going to be super important. So maybe investing in a higher quality camera, like a USB camera that has actually high definition properties, versus a standard camera that comes from your laptop, which is just standard definition, might make a big difference. And I showed you the difference between the low and the high definition and how just more attractive it is, right? That first impression is gonna be everything. All right, next on the list is to minimize your distractions. Now this might sound very, very obvious, but it is not unless you pay attention to it. Now, if you're interviewing online, you're likely gonna be at your home. Who's at your home? What's at your home? What's happening at your home? Is your home right now where in the kitchen, maybe mom or dad is cooking something and they're making a bunch of noise? Or maybe the TV is on in the living room and you can still hear it, and when you're interviewing, there's just too much outside extra noise. Or maybe a dog is with you trying to lick you and you're like, get away, or your kids or your nephews or whatever is trying to be in this professional environment, but it's just distracting. So minimize all your distractions and show your interviewer that you have their 100% focus and you are 100% focused onto them. Okay, tip number 9, test your equipment. I would highly recommend, most programs will use Zoom for their interviewers or interviewing, right? So go on Zoom. If you're gonna hook your USB or whatever, go on Zoom, test it out, maybe have a family member go in the other room and then use Zoom conference call. See what it looks like. Play with the angles, play with the lighting, see which one is gonna be best. See if what time of day you're gonna interview, make sure that time of day, where is the best lighting in the house. All these things will make a big difference in showing your first impression, your one and only opportunity to interview. And if you mess that up because some lighting sucks, I hope that you have a better opportunity. Okay, tip number 10. Now I feel like this is something that a lot of people don't talk about, but I think it's super important because it captivates and it gets people's attention, whether you're on the video or in person. And that is to use the person's name. So if I'm interviewing right now and the person interviewing me is like, let's say Dr. Wong or Dr. P. Before Dr. Wong's gonna ask me a question, and before I answer, I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say, well, you see, Dr. Wong, the reason... Did you guys hear that? My window's open and a loud car went by. Minimize distractions. Let's try this again. So Dr. Wong asked me a question and I would say, hey Dr. Wong, that is a great question. So the reason, there is that again. It's all loud, see what I'm saying? You have to know your environment. So I would say Dr. Wong, blah, 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 blah. Dr. P, blah, 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 blah. So you want to use people's names. I mean, have you had a conversation where people said your name and all of a sudden it captivated your attention? Same thing, use people's names. Okay, second to last on the list is to be in the mood to talk. Now, you're at home all day, cooped up, and you're like, oh, I'm just like so antisocial, I don't want to do anything. And then all of a sudden you get on this Zoom interview, and when you're trying to talk, you're like just kind of warming up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever talk to somebody and in the beginning it's like super slow and then you get really into it like after 10-15 minutes in? Well, guess what? Your interview is only 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. So you don't have time for that. Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? So Warm up, get in the mood to talk, get your blood flowing, do some push-ups, some jumping jacks, run around the neighborhood, talk to your friend, talk to your mom, talk to your dad, talk to somebody to kind of get those talking things going. Talk to somebody how you feel about the interview before the interview, whatever. Just get in the mood to talk, get in a more happier, right, personality or happier kind of zone. And then when you're interviewing, boom, that's your time to execute. That's your time to show them you're enthusiastic. That's the time to show them that you're excited and you're ready to be a part of this specific program. Okay, my last tip for the online interview is to make a cheat sheet. Now check this out, yo. If we're gonna be an online interview, nobody knows what's behind the camera or no one knows what's out of this box. So you can literally have post-its, you can have things on your computer, you can have whatever you want. And it's fair game. It's all good. So this is what I would recommend. Think of those potential high possibility interview questions, such as, tell me about yourself, why'd you choose PT, give me a strength and a weakness about yourself. Now, sometimes when you're in like the interview, you choke up and you forget what you want to say. So maybe putting a cheat sheet kind of behind the camera here, so you have a little bullet points of like, oh yeah, this was the strength I wanted to talk about. This is what I wanted to talk about with that strength. This is my weakness, and this is how I'm gonna overcome the weakness. This is why I chose PT. I'm gonna use this example sometime when someone asks me a question. These are the types of life experiences that I've had in my life, so that if anyone asks me something related to that, I have something that I can just pick off from really quick. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? But just know that if you're gonna look at some cheat sheets, don't read off of it and talk to them like this. I really chose physical therapy because of the contraindications and the indications of physical therapy related to the examination. I don't know, right? Don't read something. Just look at it and then talk. Public communication is huge. And I know it's a little bit weird talking to a camera, but this is our new day and age, especially during COVID-19. And I really believe that the world is gonna adapt to this lifestyle and use some virtual tools to move forward in life versus getting in person, because it's just more productive, right? So the online interview is not going to go away. So I really hope you gain some good insight with these top 12 tips that I've thought of in the online interview. Remember, first impression is huge. And if you're in one-on-one with the video or with a group in video, your first impression can only be those three things: audio, video, and technicalities, right? So whatever platform you use. So make sure all three of those things are maximized. Make sure you minimize distractions and minimize your clutter in the background. And I hope you ace your interview. I want to know, what are you interviewing? Put it in the comments below. I want to know, did you ace your interview? Put it in the comments below. I want to know, did you use my tips and some strategies from this video for your interview? And did you get that job, or did you get that position in DPT school? Put it in the comments below. I want to hear from y'all. Now, if you guys have any questions or specifics on your personality and your characteristics when it comes to interviewing, maybe you can't because you're scared, you're camera shy, maybe you don't have the right equipment, maybe you don't know where in your house you should set up, I can help you. So I do one-on-one services, video chat services, which is perfect for people trying to get into DPT school, and that also includes the interview process. So if that service is interesting for you, make sure you email me at liftforchange@gmail.com and let's get in contact. I've helped several students with this interview process, especially with this video online conferencing call, and they aced their interview, and I was so proud of them for doing so. So just like how they aced their interview, you can ace your interview too. So let me know, make sure you email me if you have any concerns like that. Thank you guys, I hope this video helped inspire you to take these steps and to really put into action when you have an interview in the future, not only for DPT school, but maybe even for potential jobs. Thanks everyone for watching this video. If you liked it, give this a like, and if you feel like someone is about to interview and can really use this help, make sure you share this video with them. Stay lifting, stay aloha, have a great one you guys. It is so hot! I'm freaking sweating in this suit.